everyone, I'm Pixelicious and I'm back with another Poppy Playtime Theory video. This one might be a little bit of a stretch and I came up with it last weekend, but you know what, I just want to put it out there. Totally crazy, but who knows? So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Oh wait, I forgot. If you could be so kind, if you enjoy this video, go ahead and click that thumbs up button. And if you want to see more Poppy Playtime theories, and of course other upcoming theory videos I have in the works, go ahead and click that subscribe button so you'll always be notified when I post a new video. Alright, now we're really getting into it. Alright, first thing we're going to talk about is just my crazy idea. I'm going to just throw it out there. Stick with me here, alright? My theory is us, the player, we are Elliot Ludwig, but we are in a different body. No, don't click away just yet. Hear me out here. First, we're going to cover some things that we know about what's going on in the universe of Poppy Playtime, cover some questions that I think this might answer, along with going into the details as how I came to this conclusion. Alright, so first thing we're going to cover are things that we kind of know to be true, not 100% confirmed, but follows the lore pretty well. What we know first is that body swapping is possible in this universe. People are being swapped into toy bodies. Why can't they be swapped into human bodies as well? We do know that body swapping, at least in the toys, can result in personality changes and memory loss. We do know that Ludwig is missing, or at least we don't know where he is, what happens. Poppy believes we can fix everything. The prototype has yet to have been aggressive towards us. Ludwig's face has been blocked out in the brown VHS tape found in his office in Chapter 2. And Playtime Co. opened up in the 1930s, which would mean Ludwig, by the time all these experiments and body swapping happened, the Bigger Bodies project, he was really, really old. Next, I want to cover some questions we have regarding Playtime Co., along with a couple other things regarding the lore and the storyline. First of all, I want to know, why is Ludwig's face blocked out in Chapter 2 brown VHS tape? Again, the one we found on his desk. I think it's very interesting, considering in the Poppy Playtime VHS tape that we get in Chapter 1, we assume that that guy we see is Elliot Ludwig. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a spokesperson or some actor. I also want to know why only one of the slides in Chapter 2 is completely demolished. And of course, whose name is that? Why does Poppy think we are so special that we can fix everything? What is it about us that she knows that we're just so special she has to keep us hostage in the factory? Why hasn't the prototype attacked us yet? So far, it's been very passive, and the only time we've seen it is when it was reaching to grab the remains of Mommy Longlegs. Another question I have is, I want to think about, when was the last time we had any documentation of who last saw Ludwig, some documents that he might have signed or been a part of. We haven't really seen much of that and when he was last seen, basically. Next, we're going to go ahead and jump right into my theory, which is I believe us, the player, is Elliot Ludwig, but in another human body. My theory is that a fellow higher-up worker ended up getting transferred actually into the prototype themselves, and then because Elliot Ludwig was so old, they transferred his body into the worker's previously occupied body. I think at some point during this body swapping process, Elliot Ludwig's memory was scattered, change in personality, there was some change, and most likely he doesn't remember really much of anything, which is why maybe they created that VHS tape in Chapter 2 and they blocked out the face to keep him sane and try to help him regain some of those memories. I think the worker that was put into the prototype body at first doesn't remember much, but over time knows that they're angry about something. There's something that they're just really fired up about, and maybe because they're so intelligent, they eventually regain those memories back and they just eventually go on a huge rampage to get vengeance on the people who put them into the prototype's body. I think at some point the prototype rallied up the other employees that were in the giant toy bodies to start a rebellion and to fight back around the time that we saw the Kissy Missy analog VHS tape. I think one of the reasons why that one slide was destroyed, it is kind of oddly specific that is the only one that ended up just kind of being demolished, is maybe that was the prototype that person's slide, and kind of like in a Beauty and the Beast kind of moment, they just destroyed it, as in, that's no longer me. You know, I'm now the prototype, and I'm gonna get vengeance on this factory and everyone in here who put me in this situation. I also think this is done in order to hide this prototype's identity from us, the player. I think at some point during the uprising, Elliot Ludwig in this new, younger body was transferred in a safe place in order to, of course, not be harmed, and was put in some sort of witness protection kind of thing, and they hadn't had a chance to get all their memories back, so that way they could keep working within the factory. I also think they do this in order to keep the identity of us, the player, a secret until they're ready for the big final reveal. I think after 10 years of Elliot Ludwig in this new body being put in this kind of like protection thing, receives, of course, the VHS tape and the letter talking about the missing employees. This kind of sparks some memories and like, oh yeah, that happened. What happened to those people? And maybe starting to remember that they were originally the person in charge of Playtime Co. And everything kind of starts slowly coming back to Elliot. And that is why we end up going back to the factory to find out what happened to those missing employees. And of course, we're a little bit shocked, like, oh, I forgot about these monster toys. And they kind of all want to just destroy me. Another reason why I think that Elliot Ludwig might be the character that we are playing is because of the help we get from both Kissy Missy and Poppy themselves. I think that Kissy Missy and Poppy both know that we are Elliot Ludwig, and that's why they help us. And of course, Mommy Longlegs doesn't know that we're Elliot Ludwig in that body. However, she recognizes that we are in a body of an employee that did work there, and she may not know about possibly some of the body swapping going on, and that's why she's like, hey, you used to work here. I definitely think that with Poppy believing that we can fix everything is because we are Elliot Ludwig. Who else would be able to fix it other than the person in charge himself? One of the reasons why I think that the prototype hasn't come outright to attack us or has been aggressive is because they want the body that we are occupying intact, so that way they could possibly reverse the body switching and they could have their body back and put us into the prototype body, which could possibly open the door to actual multiple endings. Maybe one of the endings we completely destroy the factory, and another one of the endings is like a bad ending and we get stuck in the prototype body and the prototype gets a human body back. I think one of the reasons why the prototype at no point was aggressive towards the orphans was because he saw them as victims like himself to these horrible experiments and wanted to free them and absolutely destroy all the workers that were complicit in this mad scientist torture kind of thing of putting people into toys. I'm going to go a little off topic here and talk about a possibility that came to mind right before I recorded this video, was that Elliot Ludwig was actually split. So maybe Ludwig was put into the prototype, but then they tried to reverse it and put Ludwig into a human body, which caused a split soul or something like that. And so one part of Ludwig is still in the prototype and the other part is in a human body, and that the prototype wants to keep you intact so they could come together and be one whole person again. So this theory I came up with like about a week or so ago. I understand that it's very much a stretch and out there, but one thing I noticed is that my biggest question was, why is Ludwig's face hidden in that brown VHS tape? Why are we hiding the face? And why us, the player, why can't we see our face? And considering those two faces are kind of hidden and voices and all that, like there's no voice for Elliot Ludwig as far as I know. So I guess to me, it kind of just made me think a little bit outside the box as to what happened there. And it kind of like a trope, like a twist that in the end, oh, we were Ludwig the whole time, and because there's body swapping in this universe, why couldn't it be possible to swap someone not just to a toy body, but also to a human body as well? Especially because Elliot Ludwig was the founder and in charge of everything. It would give the possibility of just immortality, and they could keep Ludwig around. Who knows? Ludwig also might have been behind some of these crazy experiments, and maybe a part of Elliot, the bad part that was left in the prototype, if there was some soul splitting there, or mind splitting, something like that, and the dark parts are still left in the prototype, and the good parts were left in the human body when they tried to transfer him back. I think there's a lot of open possibilities here, but this is definitely a theory I feel pretty good about. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think we're Elliot Ludwig? If not, who do you think we are? What do you think our role is? Why does Poppy think we are so special? Again, leave a comment down below, and I will see you all in the next theory video. Bye.